99 Northwest 97th Boulevard in Gainesville. At EW, you'll find Sony, Yamaha, Marantz, Bowers & Wilkins, Martin Logan, and more. Also visit us online, electronicsworld.net. That's electronicsworld.net.
This is the Gator Football Report, brought to you by UF Health. At UF Health, we believe human progress has no finish line. Visit humanprogress.ufhealth.org to learn more. And by Wells Fargo, official retail bank of the Florida Gators. Sean Kelly returns with today's report after this.
My husband, Steve, was diagnosed with prostate cancer. They only gave him months to live. That was years ago. Now, he's out there, under the tree. Nature photography is his thing. And apparently, so is catching poison ivy.
Oof, so itchy. UF Health. Human progress has no finish line.
Hey Gator Nation, this is Vicki Brown-Worski, Director of Gators and Pal Hurt. As the Bank of Doing and official sponsor of Florida Athletics, Wells Fargo is supporting our student athletes on and off the field with interactive financial health curriculum and empowerment resources. Wells Fargo has a game plan for the full student athlete experience from their first semester on campus through graduation. Learn more about what Wells Fargo is doing to put people and communities first by visiting wellsfargo.com/impact.
After an offseason of being extremely limited, quarterback DJ Lagway will make the start on Saturday night for the Gators in Game 1. Lagway is a starter in his freshman campaign, 6-1, 6-0 in games he played in its entirety with the bowl win over Tulane. Head coach Billy Napier talked about Lagway and the difference between him a year ago and here now at the start of his second season.
Yeah, I think you see he's in a different place from a leadership standpoint because of what he experienced last year. You know, I just think it's been his team since January, so I think his ability to influence others, to say encouraging things, to be a good example, and then obviously he knows what the games are like. He knows what an in-season prep is like. So I think that, you know, those things eliminate some of that anxiety or the unknown, right?
Lagway and the 15th ranked Gators open the season on Saturday night against the LIU Sharks. Kickoff at 7
From the Spurrier's Gridiron Grill Studio, WRUF Gainesville, W251CG Gainesville, WRUF FM HD2, and on the WRUF radio app. The Tailgate with Jeff Cardozo and Pat Dooley is on the air.
Let's do it. It's go time.
You can be part of the show by calling 392-TALK. That's 392-8255.
You know, if I'm saying something to you, I don't say to you, I'm going to say something to you, and then say it. I just say it.
Or hit the guys up on social media by tweeting to @JeffCardozaUF and @Pat_Dooley. The grill is hot and the beverages are ice cold. It's time to tailgate. Here are Jeff and Pat.
Yes, here we are. We're not in a room full of strangers. We're around people we know, especially our producer, Nico, who always does a great job. We had a great conversation before the game. He is picking, or before the show.
Oh, but that was intense. Were you giving him, like, life advice, dating advice?
No, he was picking Ohio State, and I was trying to explain the DNA of Arch Manning.
Okay.
And then I opened up ESPN. There's a whole story about the 5 stories to explain why he's made for this moment. And that is the only reason I'm picking Texas. And we'll talk about it. This is the Tailgate. I am Pat Dooley. He is the great Jeff Cardozo, who is still rolling his R's today, from what we've been told.
Yeah, it was. I think that was by far the most difficult roster I've ever had to.
Well, the way
go
it
through.
is,
but I did get an email to my work email address that actually said said I did a good job. But the part of that is I think
was somebody related to you?
No, I think I did a good job, and I obviously I wanted to do them right, but nobody knew if I was saying them right or wrong anyway.
Were there any O's with like dots over them?
Yeah, they had all that stuff.
So how do you pronounce that?
It was just I honestly I went to the assistant coach. And I had him say all the names, and then I wrote it out phonetically. So
very well done.
I didn't even pay attention.
See, that is A, prep work, and B, a professional.
Yeah, I didn't want to butcher everybody, but you
You should just say the last initial. Just go Natalie P.
Pradavavaha.
And Florida apparently won.
Yeah, they swept them.
They didn't publicize.
Played well. Almost lost the third set, but they came back. It's one of those two, and I guess everybody's probably like this, but you want it to end in 3 sets because then you're done working.
Even when it was my daughter, I wanted it to end in 3
So like if you go 4 sets, you're like it's like, oh, you get to see another set, but you're like, damn, I could have been home 30 minutes ago. Right. Stuff like that. So you feel bad saying that, but obviously when you're just getting paid by the match and not the hour, you want them to go quicker.
So if it had been Portugal instead of Czechoslovakia, you might have had some, home feeling, hometown feeling.
Yeah, a little love.
Give them a little love.
Try to make it happen.
And you'd have gotten most of those names right, too.
Cardoso. You
probably pronounce it Cardoza.
Yeah, because I'm so used to hearing it. All right, well, you can see what we look like today. Pat's wearing a hat. He's got fish on his T-shirt. And you can see that on our YouTube.
It's
button down.
And I'm wearing it out because after you chastised me that day, it's
looks so much
everything
better.
I do is I wear them out.
Everything I do.
By the way, I did want to
do it for you.
Give plaudits to beautiful Katie Turner last night. She was incredible. I told her when she got done that every time she talks to the Gainesville Quarterback Club, I feel smarter. I feel like I've learned something about how Florida's doing it. Fascinating stuff she was talking about. But there was one thing I'll talk to you about off the air, because what happens at the Quarterback Club stays at the Quarterback Club. But it was an interesting observation she made, and I want to talk to you about it off the air. Unfortunately, we can't on the air because that's the way it works.
That's right.
Next Tuesday, Alex Brown will be in town.
Flying down?
He's driving, he said, yeah.
Really?
I talked to him the other day. Yeah, he's excited. Today, by the way, Carlos Alvarez is going to join us in the 5 o'clock hour. Can't wait for that. And we're going to ask a question in a little bit. But I did want to get back to the Arch Manning thing, because there's part of me that is so sick of hearing about Arch Manning, right? But there's a part of me, too, that it's not his fault.
No, it's not.
He's not making any of this. This is lazy writing in some cases. It's the easy story to write.
It's having, because DJ Lagway probably had more high school accolades than he did, but DJ's last name is not Manning.
DJ's
so that I
6-1 as a starter.
So I think that's what
he's 0-0. Right?
All of
did he start one game and win?
I don't think he did.
Yeah, because he came in that Texas A&M game for just a play or two, and then I think he played a lot of one game. But I mean,
he's been there for 2 years and hadn't really. He's got 4 touchdowns and 2 picks.
I'm a big believer that he's got the Manning DNA.
Sure.
And I believe that it's not just this fictional DNA. DNA is real, but the point I'm trying to make is when you're around people like Archie, might be the greatest guy in the world. I mean, I've met him several times. Great guy. Peyton, who I got to know a little bit when he was at Tennessee. Eli, who I didn't know, but I mean, you're around those people all the time as a player. You never get too ahead of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You always keep things in line. I was just telling Nico the story about, or Luis, I think it was, who was here, about walking with Peyton Manning in '96. The game's up there, but they sent me up there for a week, and as I'm walking back, he's got this armful of tapes, and I go, "Oh, is that Florida's defense?" He goes, and we're walking back, and he goes, "No, these are all NFL tapes." And I go, "Oh, you getting ready for the next level?" He goes, "No." He says, I want to make sure that nobody has a defense I haven't seen. So if something comes up, I'll be ready for it. Of course, next thing you know, he was down 35-0 in that game, but it wasn't his fault. He did throw a couple picks. But no, I just think that in that family, I think he'll be fine. I'm not worried. A lot of people.
Yeah, because they have so much talent around them, too. He doesn't need to be a superstar.
Exactly.
Their defense is legit, so he doesn't have to do a ton there. And then on the other side, you've got another quarterback that hasn't really done anything yet either.
Julian Sayin, who committed originally to Alabama, and then Saban retired, and he said, well, so am I.
Yeah.
I'm retiring from Alabama.
But then he also, saying maybe has the best receiver to throw to in the country.
Exactly.
So, I mean, those guys don't have to be heroes. They just have to go out and kind of manage the game and make plays when they need to. But I think that's the most important part. I think it's the most important part for DJ this year. We know how much athletic ability he has. The talent is better than probably anybody that's going to be on the schedule, but the decision-making has to be better. I mean, you can't throw all the stupid picks like you did a year ago.
Right.
And if Florida is able to make him better there, then I think Florida's got a chance to win a lot of games. So it'd be the same for both of those two guys.
Absolutely. No, there's no doubt about it. I mean, it's just a matter I mean, again, both quarterbacks are going to feel – they could feel pressure if they choose to. But if they choose not to, they'll be fine. I mean, I think in both cases, I think in the case of DJ, he's got a great dad and a great mom who know what they're doing, and they're bringing him along. He's got a coach who is trying to get, the plan was always the same plan that was going to have him ready to go on opening day, and that's what's happened so far. So I think for all the people that want to say that the pressure's on those guys, I think they're good with it. I think there is pressure on Gunnar Stockton, for example, people like that who maybe don't have that innate incredible ability. I know he was a 5-star at one point, but I saw him play last year.
It wasn't very good.
So we got so many games to talk about, but I did want to ask you about one thing that Billy Napier did say today on the SEC teleconference, which was somebody asked him this question, and it's good that they did because I got asked this question last night, and I had an opinion about it, but I got asked this question twice by two different people. 9 games scheduled coming up for the SEC, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to just, you want to keep the Notre Dame game. You want to keep, Colorado and games like that. You don't want to just be provincial. What if you dropped Florida State? And believe me, that has run through my mind, and it's run through other people's minds. Now, whether that would be a possibility or not, we know that as long as Billy Napier's here, that will not happen because he said today, as long as I'm here, we're going to always play FSU.
I think you have to.
You don't have – well, technically you had to because they made them. The legislature made them. But why do you have to play them and not Miami?
Because that's just the way it's been. You haven't had this consistent.
There was a time when players didn't get paid to play.
Yeah,
too.
but it's just that's the way it is. And I'm not trying to act like, oh, it's the old school get off my lawn type of thing. But you have this history of Florida and Florida State for the last 50 years. Then you got to keep that going because there's no reason not to. I mean, you still have to come up with 3 games.
Look, I'm not saying they shouldn't. And again, I don't think they would. And I'm sure that
but that would be
Strickland has let him know that in the past.
That would be like Georgia not playing Georgia Tech or I think there's a lot of those like that.
But the difference is Georgia.
It should be.
Georgia only has one of those. I mean, if they aren't playing Georgia State too, they're not. Georgia's got Georgia Tech.
Okay, so Florida's only got one of them.
They got 2 though. They have 2 in the state, 2 Power 5.
But they don't have to play Miami.
But why? That's my point.
I just told it to you.
No, you didn't.
Florida hasn't played Miami on a consistent basis. So what's the point of saying, hey, we have to play them now every year?
SEC's never played 9 or doesn't usually play 9 games.
Right. So even more reason why they don't need to add Miami to that mix.
Well, what if you did it like you kind of do in baseball, where you play?
It's completely different. There's 56 games.
What if you play Miami one year and Florida State the next? And then you can rotate the Notre Dames of the world in there. What if you did that? Personally, I wish they wouldn't play either one of them, but I don't have to go there anymore, so it's okay with me.
Yeah, I guess that's doable, but why? Like, you still have to come up with 3 more games to play. So Florida State
you
would be
have to come up with 2. You'd have 9, and that'd be
but that would be the 10th.
So you get 2 more.
You keep that, and then you still have 2 more. You can play the easier teams or
East
play a
Tennessee
Colorado
and Colorado.
Yeah,
boom. I love that schedule. And then the next year you rotate Miami on and you play Notre Dame and Long Island.
But what if Miami can't play at the very end of the year and make that work?
Then you offer it up to them and say, hey, if you don't want to do this, don't ever talk about chicken gators again.
I don't think anyone thinks the Gators are chicken.
Oh, Jeff, you have been away from South Florida for way too long.
You think that Miami fans think Florida's scared to play them?
Absolutely.
Really?
Yes.
Well, I don't get that
Jeff,
indication.
When they would, I remember they were coming up here to play one year, and Jim Kelly had a shirt on that said "Gators eat boogers." So, but no, they hate Florida more than I think they hate Florida more than any other school that they hate. Right? And I've said that before, but especially the older fans, still the fact that Florida dropped them after '87, they'll never let that go, never, and it's a big deal to them. But anyway, it's just an idea, you know.
All right. Well, let's get the peeps' opinion on it. So if you want to chime in on that, you're more than welcome to. We're already getting a couple of comments on our YouTube channel. Again, that's very easy to follow us. Just search on YouTube, WRUF, Home of the Gators, and we'll pop up. You'll see our ugly mugs, and you can put some comments in the corner over there, and some of those coming in as well. So we'll get to all that. We'll get to your phone calls and many more when we get things going here on the Tailgate.
WRUF Sports Center.
I'm Nate Bilgeray. Florida football opens its season this weekend in the Swamp against FCS opponent Long Island University. Ben Hill Griffin Stadium capacity is 88,548. That number's been surpassed multiple times. LIU transitioned from a Division II to a Division I school in 2019. Despite this, though, Coach Napier is prepared for a packed-out Swamp.
Yeah, excited for the opportunity to be at home in the opener. Obviously, 13 straight sellouts, and got a chance to be an incredible atmosphere.
Gators soccer looks to build on in-state momentum following a 5-0 shutout over UNF on Sunday. They'll host UCF in Donald R. Disney Stadium tomorrow night at 7. Cross country heads to the University of North Florida's campus in Jacksonville for the Florida Invitational on Sunday.
You spoke, we listened. You wanted the easiest car buying experience ever. So we're giving you the easiest car buying experience ever. Your schedule doesn't have time for 5 hours in a car dealership. Work, kids, soccer practice, grocery runs, jury duty. Really? That again? Gatorland Toyota puts your convenience at the top of the list. With Express Shopping, you can browse our incredible selection and buy your vehicle entirely from the comfort of your home. Financing, paperwork, trade appraisal, even the pricing can be done remotely. No need to come to the dealership. Gatorland Toyota delivers your new car to you. And what if that car was fully customized? With our pre-order program, it's easier than ever to get the exact vehicle you want, from headlights to trunk. Have a vehicle to trade or sell? Even if you don't buy from us, we'd love to take it off your hands and give you a top dollar offer that you're sure to love. Come experience how Gatto's got it at Gatorland Toyota today. Visit GatorlandToyota.com for the easiest car buying experience ever.
It's a hard reality to know you're getting older. Believe me, I sit next to Pat every single day, but we all have to go through it, and with it comes some aches and pains with every single step. But the good part is the pains are fixable, and one quick stop into Titan MRI will get you going in the right direction. There's lots of us out there that think we can just handle pain or it'll just eventually go away, but what you may not realize, you could be ruining yourself for many years to come. I'm telling you, go see Joe and the crew at Titan MRI. Their entire mindset is finding out what you need to feel better and getting it to someone that can fix it. With an average scan time of just 10 to 15 minutes, you'll be back on your way, carrying on your day in no time. Titan MRI is the only locally owned and operated MRI center in Gainesville, and their staff has more than 20 years of experience in the community. And they've been so good that Lake City came calling. They've got a place that is perfect up in Columbia County as well. Even your own doctors are bringing their families to Titan MRI. So get in front of those aches and pains and tell your doctor to refer you to Titan MRI.
Whether it happens on the pickleball court, the soccer field, or when stretching the limits of your yoga flexibility, injuries aren't convenient, but UF Health OrthoCare is. Now with locations in Gainesville and Ocala, our board-certified specialists provide the expertise you need to get moving again. Don't let a sprain, strain, or minor fracture keep you or your kids sidelined. turn to UF Health OrthoCare. Visit ufhealth.org/orthocare locations for addresses and hours. Walk-ins welcome.
The Extra Point with Steve Russell. Saturdays after Gator football. Right here on WRUF, 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and anywhere in the world on the WRUF mobile app.
All right, welcome back. Duels and Dozo here with you. Lots of comments coming in on Facebook and YouTube.
That's a great baseline there, isn't it?
Get to the YouTube ones here in a second, but the phone lines are open, 392-8255. And again, for those of you trying to get into our Pick'ems contest as well as the Survivor pool, everybody that has emailed so far should have gotten an email by last night. I made it a point to go through and send the link to every single person that was in there, email-wise. So it took me a good amount of time.
And we got one. I hope that person I got one, and I think that it got forwarded to you. But,
okay. But, yeah, so if you have not, continue to email the show. It's thetailgate, WRUF, @gmail.com. But for those of you listening, you have no idea what I'm talking about. A couple little contests that we're going to do. The first one, a college pick'em, which will be awesome because Bud Light's giving us a prize each and every week. So we'll have a weekly winner, and then we'll have an overall winner when it's all said and done. So a whole bunch of prizes there. And then we'll do an NFL Survivor pool as well. And I confirmed with Jameel at the Mealy Pop shop last night that he is going to have a signed DJ Lagway jersey for the winner. And Joe at Titan MRI is going to give some prizes as well, maybe some cold hard cash to do some
maybe
stuff.
Maybe a couple gifties, yeah.
So we'll have a lot of ways to participate and have fun. So if you want to get in either of those contests, again, just email the show, thetailgate, WRUF @gmail.com. I will send you those links because they're private. I don't want a bunch of randos in there and some dude from like Wyoming winning and then he never even listened to the show because he just got in there.
I thought you were going to – yeah. I will say this. I've had people win my Leonardo's contest on the podcast, but usually they go, hey, look, I'm coming to a game, so I'll go. That's where I'll go. I struggle with my Survivor pick between two teams. Are we
for the first week?
Yeah, I've already done it.
Okay. Yeah, we'll talk about it. Bernard does say, talking about that, Pat, can you explain how your quick pick contest works? Is it just one game to pick from, and out of all the winners, you pick one person to win the Leonardo's prize?
No, it is you qualify, and anybody who gets the pick right qualifies. And we go about 3 weeks, and then we pull a $25 gift certificate. We used to give some more stuff away, but eventually, when you're doing coming up on your 480th episode, you run out of stuff.
Yeah, so there you go. All right, we'll get to some of those comments, but a bunch of calls have come in, so let's get Art to kick it off today. Art, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up, guys? Miami is definitely a more wanted game for me over FSU.
Really?
I mean, yeah, they had the glory days before we had the glory days, and I'm from South Florida, and everybody's a Hurricanes fan. We've had so many awful losses to them in heartbreaking fashion, and it does feel like the season's over when we lose to them early in the year. I think if they do lose to LSU, we could rebound, but if they lose to Miami again, I think the whole fan base is going to be up in arms.
You know what what all those fans have in common?
What's that?
They didn't go to school there.
That's true.
But no, yeah, Art, I do agree with you. I think Miami this year has to be a win, no matter how you look at it. And obviously they're good and they're ranked higher than Florida, and people think that Carson Beck's going to be really good for them and all this other stuff. But if Florida's good enough and should be competitive in the SEC, then they should have that opportunity to go down to Miami and beat them.
That's the thing. Florida is an underdog in 6 games, including that one this year, 6 out of 12. So, but the bottom line is that's how, when you find out if you're any good or not, if you're worthy.
Yeah.
We're not worthy.
And it's not like it's going to be a hostile environment. I mean, you'll have a few
half and half.
Miami fans yelling and screaming, but it's not going to be like Miami coming to the Swamp last year.
No.
By any means.
Right, and that's why it feels like such a worse, gut-wrenching loss, because their fans are so lousy. Their facilities are not what we have in retrospect to, supporting the fans and packing them every week and stuff. And it just seems like they don't care as much as us, but they get, the prize at the end of the day more than we do.
Well, yeah, I mean, Jeff's love affair with Miami is ongoing, so we all know that. I think I feel the same way about Florida State that he does about Miami. In fact, Robbie does too. 'Cause Robbie and I were on the field the year that they beat the crap out of Urban. Remember that last Urban game? And and at the end of towards the end of the game, they announced that Wake Forest had lost, or somebody in that crappy conference had lost, and that meant they were going to go to the championship game. And the crowd went nuts one more time. And Robbie goes, "If I could kill myself right now, I would." I mean, that's our feelings about that. You know the story about me putting that sign up on my.
Yeah.
But
the Zookers still beat him on Bobby Bowden Field Day.
That's Ron Zook Field.
That is.
Well, I just wanted to say thanks for all that you do for the community and stuff and the show, and you could really tell how many different ads and advertisers and stuff you get to support the show. So just wanted to say thanks, and go Gators.
Awesome. Thank you, Art. Appreciate that. Aaron chimes in on YouTube. Pat, that shirt is oozing with swag.
Ooh.
So you got a fan.
I've had people say that they like this shirt before.
Yeah,
I've had people say they like the clown throw-up shirt too. So
yeah, that's a good shirt. Neo says can't drop FSU. Michael says FSU always. So you've got a couple like that. Michael says I would also like to play Miami, beat them, and beat FSU to show they are the real UF.
Well, then do it.
Of course,
You
got to go do it
this year. You got a chance to do it this year, and then you won't have it for a while because you never know how the schedules are going to work out. Again, Florida's not going to add Miami when you've already got Notre Dame on the schedule. But we're seeing teams drop people right now. In fact, today, who dropped West Virginia? I'm blanking on.
It was yesterday.
No, was it yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was today.
No, it was Alabama, I think, right?
Yes, I think it was Alabama. Dropped West Virginia. Yeah, and I think that's going to keep happening. So, yeah, and they pick up East Carolina.
Yeah.
So they're still playing Division I.
That it is. John, how's Tonto today?
Hey, thanks for taking my call, guys. I tell you what, I love the Gators. I always be for the Gators, no matter what. I just won't allow myself to get scalped going to any football games. I don't care if it's in Tennessee, Florida State, or here or Miami. I won't let myself get scalped. I love you guys, just like Perry Mason loves Hamilton Berger and Lieutenant Trey because he always wins his cases against them. He does his homework. Well, I do my homework too. And when you try to compare gas prices and football tickets back in the year 2000 with what they are today, it's like comparing apples and oranges because gas prices back in 2000 was $1.50. Today it's $3. Football prices back in 2000 was $45 on the 50-yard line in a Tennessee Vandy game. Today, at that same game on the 50-yard line, you'd be talking about $300, over $300 to sit that same game on the 50-yard line to Tennessee Vandy game. So to me, that's ticket scalping. And I used to hate getting scalped by the Seminoles.
Yeah, but John, the problem with that theory is if you raise gas to $10 a gallon, then nobody's going to be able to drive anywhere and work or do anything. So you have to have gas. So they have to keep that somewhat still low. You don't have to have a 50-yard line ticket. So those are for the people that can actually afford it and want to go there and be a part of it. So you can't just say, "Hey, I'm gonna pay for gas. I'm gonna pay for a 50-yard line." One's a choice. One you have to have in order to live your life.
I thought Hamilton Berger and Lieutenant Trey took the cake, but you guys take the cake. I'm not even going there. I'm just talking about,
As long as it's ice cream cake, John, I love me some ice cream cake.
I love you guys anyhow, just like Perry Mason loves Hamilton Berger and Lieutenant Trey. I love Perry Mason.
All right.
My favorite shows on TV. Okay, thanks for that call.
All right, appreciate it.
Bye.
Yep, thank you, John. All right, tomorrow night, Miller's Ale House, Napier will be there. So if you want to go see Napier, I get to hang out with Billy a little bit this morning, which was fun over in the complex. Talking to some of the assistant coaches it was a good. But yeah, Napier will be there tomorrow night, and of course Sean Kelly will be there hosting it. So 7:00, Miller's Ale House. Be there or be square if you want to hear about everything that Napier's going to talk about, and we'll hear it here on the station as well. All right, let's get a break. We'll come back. Plenty more phone calls and comments to get to, and we'll do it next here on the Tailgate.
WRUF, your home of the NFL.
Gator Nation, come on out to the Mealy Pop Shop here in town. We are the #1 spot in the state of Florida for sports cards, Pokemon cards, memorabilia, and pretty much everything else collectible. I like to say we buy, sell, trade, and grade at our shop. So if you want to buy something, if you want to sell something, make some cash, you want to trade in some stuff, or you can even grade as we grade with PSA, SGC, and CGC. We host weekly breaks with personal and group breaks. Just find us at Mealy Pops Breaks on all the social media platforms. Whether it be a massive Skeens RPA or a Carlos Alcaraz Superfractor, we pulled some amazing hits. We're located right off of 39th Avenue, off I-75, behind Sonny's and Walgreens. Whether you're 6 or 86, come on out to our shop. Open Wednesday through Sunday, and you can also access our website, mealypops.com, for all of your collectible needs. Go Gators, can't wait to see you at Mealy Pops. We're located right off of 39th Avenue, off I-75, behind Sonny's and Walgreens. mealypops.com. Come on out to our shop.
There's a ton of things I love doing. That's why I have so many fun jobs and why I try so hard to make it to the kids' concerts, recitals, and games. But with everything that's going on, it doesn't leave me much time to take care of the chores at home. And since I hate chores, especially cleaning, I let the experts handle that one for me. Each week, a fully trained team from Molly Maid dusts, vacuum, wipes, cleans, whatever I need them to do in the house, leaving me more time to do the things I enjoy. Molly Maid is fully insured and is ready to do your dirty work for you as well. Call them up at 378-7755 or check them out online at mollymaid.com. They're made for this.
Sonic Radio. I'm your host, the CIO, and I just found the sound effects machine. Just in time because the new Junior Chicken sandwiches at Sonic are only $1.99 each. It's perfectly seasoned, crispy chicken that comes in original or honey chipotle. No. Already did that one. Save that one for later. That's a soft no.
Find Junior Chicken sandwiches on the Sonic Fun 99 menu. Live free, eat Sonic. Tax not included. See menu for details.
When the unexpected happens, you need a legal team that's ready to fight for you, just like the Florida Gators. At Meldon Law, we're proud to partner with the Florida Gators to deliver winning results for those who have been injured at no fault of their own. With a strong record of success and a team that won't back down, Meldon Law is your trusted partner in tough times. Call Meldon Law at 352-373-8000 or visit us at meldonlaw.com.
You see the more than 70 bright green trucks all over town making sure our neighborhoods go from cluttered to clean. But what you may not know is there are more than 130 employees at GFL whose hard work and dedication deliver quality services to each and every one of you throughout the year. Rain or shine, regardless of the elements, GFL employees pride themselves on knowing what they do is crucial in our community, and they are looking to add fine folks to their ever-growing team. So if you want to be a part of the 4th largest provider of environmental solutions in North America, look into joining the Green Team here in Gainesville by checking out the career section at gflenv.com. Country fried sirloin, herb-crusted chicken, chicken critters, pulled pork, pork chops, sirloin steak. Do I have you salivating yet? Well, those are just a few of the things you can scarf down on the early dine menu at Texas Roadhouse. And best of all of that, only $12.99. It happens every Monday through Thursday from 3 to 5, so grab some grub and then head home and listen to the Tailgate all the way until 6. And even though that's early dine, the staff of the Texas Roadhouse will wine and dine you 7 days a week with a menu made for many. Texas-size combos, succulent steaks, and burgers that are as big as Gator Sports are just the start. And speaking of starting, their fresh baked bread with honey cinnamon butter is waiting. So what are you waiting for? Get over to the Texas Roadhouse and wash it all down with some beer, wine, or the coolest cocktails around. AJ and the crew are ready for you. It's just west of the interstate off of the Archer Road exit, so hit the road for the Roadhouse. Your taste buds will thank you.
It's always a good time at the Tailgate. Weekdays beginning at 4, right here on WRUF, 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and anywhere in the world on the WRUF mobile app.
All right, we are back here on the Tailgate. Pat Dooley and Jeff Cardozo on a very hot, we're back in on Hell's front porch today, man. I got my car And I know that it exaggerates when you get in your car after it's been sitting in the sun for a while. It said 101. But I was told by Paul Gardner, who we were just talking about, because I was in getting my back adjusted today, and he said that, and I looked it up too. Yeah, it's going to get a little bit cooler this weekend.
Nice.
Now, not cold, but like in the 80s is going to be the high. Now, there's also going to be rain, and we'll see how that all works out.
Yeah, don't want it to rain.
No.
Can't mess up game number 1. All right, back to the phones we go. Johnny joins us. Hey, Johnny.
I'm John.
Oh, hey,
take me?
Yeah, we got you, John.
Okay. You got to be my age to understand the Miami experience.
All right, so
I mean,
can you tell us that age so people understand?
80 years old.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay, so you and Pat are like hanging out together.
No, Pat was a baby when I was. Listen, I was an avid fan in the 50s. Okay. Now, I can name names from the 50s and games, but here's the problem with Miami. They were a nobody then. No conference. I don't know who the hell they played. But you know where they got their students, their athletes? From the Northeast. They didn't get anybody out of Miami. They were the redheaded stepchild, pardon me for that, but they were nobody. And Florida was their big bet. We got to play Florida every year, and we played them forever. But it got to a point where they would do things like when we would go down there, they'd jack the prices up $5. That doesn't sound like much, but back then you were paying $7 for a ticket. They would take our president, sit him over in the 15-yard line. You know, things just crap like that. But the biggest thing was Reeves' senior year. We were trash because, oh my God, we laid down. You are terrible. You know what was happening? They kept taking pass interferences to keep Reeves from getting the record. They would not let it. If it looked like it was going to be a big completion, then pass interference. So we laid down to give him the ball back. Now, I mean, Miami and Florida State both have always were the little sisters of the parade in this town, this state. We got the players we wanted out of their backyard, and they hate us. They hate us beyond words because we've always been better than them. Okay, they got to be where they are, and guess how they got there. But anyway, the history of this game is I would never play them again because every time you play them, you're doing them a favor. You're giving them a chance to elevate themselves. No way. They don't deserve it. That's just me. I'm an old school Gator. I'll play Florida State the rest of my life. I would die if I had to play them one more time. Miami one more time.
You're going to have to play them again this year. So.
Yeah, okay. I
one
got
more, at least.
But that's the history of that series. It goes back way, 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 way back.
I'm aware of the history. I go way back with it too. I go back to Florida fans throwing frozen oranges at the Miami bench, and I go back.
I was there 20. I was there 20 years before that.
Well, I know, but I go back a long way with this series, and it certainly was a very intense series. But a lot of it had to do with Schnellenberger. In fact, I did a big story on it a long time ago when he was getting ready, I think, to play. Was he at FAU, I think, then? Did Florida play then when he was there? I think? Yeah. That's what it was, yeah.
Good old Howie.
Good old Howard with the pipe, yeah.
Yeah. All right, John. Appreciate you.
I do want to straighten one thing out because Carlos is coming on the show.
Yeah.
And Carlos played in that game.
Yeah.
And caught the pass that broke the record. But it wasn't that they were taking pass interference. So they may have taken some pass interference, but Reeves was still right there at the record, but they were running a wishbone offense. They just brought it out and said, we're just going to run the wishbone, run the clock out. And that's why Florida fell down. I'm not saying Florida was right to do that. I'm not saying, and John Clifford will be the first to tell you that they were not right to do it, and he's the only guy who did not fall down. But that's what was happening.
Did he at least chase
he
the ball carrier?
No, he just looked at him and with a look of disgust. And John Hornibrook was the quarterback, and he ran it. And he ran in. He turned to John and said something we can't say on the air.
Nice. All right, let's see what Greg has to say on the air. Greg, what's up?
What's up, man? Hey, Jeff, hadn't talked to you guys in a while, but you can feel it in the air, so I'm going to start talking smack. This is why I don't want to play Miami again, with all due respect to Miami. We already beat them when they were elite, like that one gentleman was kind of alluding to. Beating them, spanking them, their only loss when they won a national championship. That's what I got to say to Miami fans. And this is the real kicker. We're expanding the SEC, which I'm going to say it again. I say it on Steve's show all the time. I'm not a big fan of continually expanding. Now we got to play Texas and Oklahoma too, and add Miami. No, Miami, when you play Georgia, when you play Texas, when you play Ole Miss, when you play LSU in Death Valley, call us, and then we'll schedule you. I'm already starting to talk, you know what I was going to say there, but cheap talk. But it's true, man.
I will say this.
Miami
it is really
cheap. When you get a real schedule, and we'll play you. Until then, they're putting Texas and Oklahoma on our plate. Let's go Gators, beat LIU. Love the show, guys.
Thanks, Greg.
It is cheap talk when you lost 41-17 last year, and that's the problem. Is Florida, and again, look, we did not intend this to be a anti-Miami show. We were just asking a question: which would you rather, if you had to drop one or the other? Would you drop? But look, these schools don't like each other. See, that's the thing. There's a lot of people that hate Miami more than they hate FSU, and there's a lot of people that hate FSU more than they hate Georgia. And there's a lot of people that hate Georgia more than they do Tennessee. And there's a lot of people that hate Tennessee more than they do FSU. I could go on. There's a lot of people that hate LSU more than they hate FSU. You may be looking at one of them.
Which is crazy to even think about. All right, we got to snag another break. Pam, swing the bat. You're in the on-deck circle, and we'll continue the conversation. Remember, Carlos Alvarez at 5 o'clock. Other than that, it's just you and us here on the tailgate.
WRUF Sports Center.
Good afternoon, I'm Coral Luzgid, and sellouts after sellouts. Florida football has high expectations for the upcoming 2025 season. Gators host LIU this Saturday for the season opener at 7 p.m. and are looking at their 13th consecutive sellout game and 17th overall under head coach Billy Napier. In a press conference yesterday with WRUF reporters, Billy Napier touched on last season's turnaround success and how the new Florida football should keep big opponents this season on their toes.
You see their team getting better. Last year they had some really big wins down the stretch, and then I think get a good young quarterback that can cause some problems for you. So
some Gator tennis pride going on right now. Anna Danilina is to be competing in the U.S. Open doubles main draw, and McCartney Kessler has earned a spot in the women's single main draw. Coming off of a win, Kessler competes tomorrow in the second round against Marketa Vondroshova.
I'm a man. I'm 40. And even though Pat is about double that, and we don't agree on lots of things, we both can appreciate the impact of something special on the Gainesville community. For more than 40 years now, Quality Plumbing has been proudly supporting countless local organizations and, of course, the Florida Gators year in and year out. And, by the way, they're pretty good at plumbing, too, setting the standard in the industry with reliable service and the results you can count on. So when your next plumbing problem pops up, don't stress. It's never a problem to pick up the phone and call Quality Plumbing 24/7, day or night. Quality Plumbing, where service, trust, and community come together. License number CFC 043073. Well, we know it is crazy hot outside, so Oaks Jewelry said, let's bring everybody inside and have a sizzling summer sale. They've been bringing you the bling for more than 40 years. Yes, that's 4 decades of sparkle, sass, and some seriously good deals. Right now, get 20% off all color stone jewelry, rubies, sapphires, emeralds, basically all the fancy stuff that makes your friends say, ooh, where'd you get that? They've got diamond earrings and pendants, 20% off. Diamond fashion rings, also 20% off, because Because who says you can't treat yourself and still afford the groceries? You need a reason to be fashionably on time? You can get 30% off all Citizen watches. They're solar powered, so you'll always be on time, at least in theory. And hey, why wait? Layaway now for the holidays, because nothing says I've got my life together like Christmas shopping in July. It's the Oaks Jewelry Sizzling Summer Sale, celebrating 40 plus years of sparkle, style, and saving you some serious cash.
Hey, it's Adam with Adam's Rib Company. 20 years ago, my wife Michelle and I sought out to offer the best barbecue at a fair price to you, our loyal customers. We feel like we've been doing that. And to continue the great brand that we started many years ago, we've expanded to offer our new mobile kitchen, the Little Rib. Give us a check out on Facebook to see where you can find it at next. In addition, we can provide any barbecue catering needs. Dine in with us at our main location or give us a call at 352-373-8882 or visit us online at adamsribco.com.
So many of us have been looking for Waldo ever since we were kids, and when we finally found that red and white sweater, we were ecstatic. So many of us now are looking for a great deal on a vehicle, and guess what? When you find Waldo this time, you'll find a used car lot full of deals. Right Price Auto is right in the heart of Waldo, and they've got pretty much anything you'll be looking for in a used vehicle. Cars, trucks, SUVs, and even RVs. And you'll get the lowest fees, a lot less than those big dealers around. In business for more than a decade, they've got quick and easy financing, a simple process of buying with no waiting around. Just find what you want and drive away that day. It's a quick and easy drive, too. Just 10 minutes from the Gainesville Airport, right off of 301. Check them out online at Right Price Auto FL, and then stop by and tell them the Tailgate sent you for a no-hassle way that'll surely make your day. Joint pain slowing you down? Well, not anymore. At PRP Regeneration Specialists, they help you get back to what you love without surgery or even those long wait times. Knees, hips, shoulders, back, their regenerative treatments work with your body to heal naturally so you can move easier and faster. So why wait months for surgery? Heal smarter, not harder. Call 352-260-4061 or visit prpregen.com to book your consultation. Relief is closer than you think.
From the UF Weather Center, here is your WRUF weather update.
Well, I'm tracking some scattered showers and thunderstorms around the area. Not surprised at all, as we have a little bit more moisture to contend with today. 93 is what we'll top out for our high. Some of these showers, they'll produce some pretty heavy rain, maybe some localized flooding. Any of this activity ends by early tonight. We'll get down to about 74 degrees. Tomorrow we'll do it all over again, but even a better chance of afternoon showers and thunderstorms. From the WFT Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Tim Miller.
The biggest names in Gator Nation appear here. WRUF, 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and anywhere in the world on the WRUF.
All right, don't forget, we are at the Swamp tomorrow, Swamp Restaurant. Always look forward to seeing Ryan and Kyle over there. That'll be a lot of fun. And also tomorrow, we'll be joined by Chris Doring in the 5 o'clock hour, 5:30. Billy Donovan.
Ooh.
From 3, book it. Also, don't forget, this weekend, Labor Day weekend, coming up. Friday, Georgia Tech, Colorado here on the station. Saturday, Texas, Ohio State. A little game they're playing there at 11:30, followed by the Gator game. You come on at 4 o'clock, Jeff. You better be
ready to go.
You got to rest your voice from Friday night's Newberry game.
It's true.
And then Monday, TCU at North Carolina.
Oh.
So I'm looking forward to watching that one, too. I'm looking forward to watching everything.
And see, they must think that Miami sucks. They didn't put the Miami game on there.
What time do they play? Oh, they're
Sunday night game.
Their night game, yeah, I agree.
No need to worry about Miami. Let's worry about Pam, chatting with her. Hey, Pam.
Hey, how are you guys doing?
Great.
Good.
I just wanted to say that the Eric Reb interview yesterday was awesome. And I think that it needs to be played in the locker room before every game to give those guys the energy and the encouragement to go out there and win the game. Go into every game saying, I will win this game. We will win this game. And the positive attitude, it was just amazing to me.
Especially at 54 years old, to still have that kind of energy. You know, I mean, I don't have it at 70. I can tell you that. So somewhere in those 16 years, it all falls apart.
But Pam, it is neat. Again, I think when I obviously get fortunate enough to be around a bunch of these guys, and you can see how passionate they are. But the cool part is, like I was a little kid watching Eric Rett or high school, but like you think that they're just so much above anybody else and they're untouchable, and you don't have like the personalities or anything like that. And then you realize that anybody that's a Gator and they're playing or they're in a locker room, like they love this school. I mean, it's a big reason why they come here. Obviously, some of it's money now, but certainly back then, and a lot of the people that I've been around, that's the way they feel. Like even the guys that I played with that didn't even contribute a lot or were a part of it, like they love the Florida Gators so much and having to be a part of it. So, yeah, it definitely was really cool to hear it from a guy that, has rushed for more yards than anybody else in the history of this school. So
a record very unlikely to ever be broken here.
But, it's always fun talking to those guys.
And it is great, the passion that he had and still has. And like you said, there was no NIL back then. And he was right there, every game going in saying to himself, we're going to win this game, we're just going to win it. And I thought it was great. The other thing I wanted to say was I was born in Miami.
Me too.
I am not a Hurricanes fan. I've never been a Hurricanes fan. I had season tickets to the Miami Dolphins when I was 12 years old, and I had them for 3 years. And that was cool, but not Miami. But not playing FSU every year would just break my heart. I mean, no matter what our season's like, I look forward to that game as much as any other game because, it's great to hate Florida State, and it's just, a friendly but a game that you can really get into. Like I said, no matter the record, it's got to be on the schedule, in my opinion.
Yeah, and it will be. I mean, we brought it up because somebody brought it up in the teleconference today, but – and several people brought it up to me at the quarterback club last night. But yeah, but I agree with you. I don't know that you can get rid of it. But I just, it's something that we all have to look at these schedules differently now with 9 SEC games, man. Because I got news for you: there are not going to be any softies on that schedule.
Nope.
Okay, well, I'm going on a cruise this Saturday for 8 days, so I'm going to miss the first 2 Gator games. But I'm sure I'll get scores on the ship. And go Gators.
Yeah, we'll take care of a couple wins for you, Pam, and then you got Miami and LSU after that. That'll be your responsibility.
You got to bring us back like a little doll with coconuts.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Made out of coconuts. Yeah.
Absolutely. We're going to win those games, guys.
All right.
Talk to you later.
Thank you, Pam. Appreciate that. Thomas on our YouTube, and you can easily find us, WRUF, home of the Gators, if you would like to watch. Had great chemistry. Thomas, you guys have great chemistry. I think he thinks we're in love, Pat.
E = MC squared.
And he said, Eric Rett got me fired up yesterday. So he wants to share a couple of observations. One, why is Arch Manning the favorite to win the Heisman? Because of his last name? Because it's not based on his body of work.
Yes.
Yes. I think we both agree with that. And same... Many who think Georgia will be another loss this year. Gunnar Stockton, really? We were in command of that game, the Dogs, till DJ went out, and he thinks they'll beat them this year.
I hope you're correct.
And then whenever anyone talks about DJ's health, the season hinging on this, he agrees, but same exact thing can be said for virtually a bunch of other programs.
Yeah, do you even know who LSU's backup is?
No.
Do you know who...
I don't know anyone's backup, so you don't have to keep going through every team. I'll just admit it.
Oh, do you know who got cut today? DJ Ungalela. I know. It was a shocker for you right there. But
Isn't that crazy? You go from maybe the best player in high school. Everybody wants you. He was the man.
And he went to Clemson because Clemson was the best program at that point.
At that time.
I don't know if you saw this. Jeremy Crawshaw made the team. However, he's at Denver, right?
Yep.
Yep. And so I don't know if it was Sean Payton or the special teams coach said, we just got to get him out of having one really bad punt every game.
That's what he always had.
And I know, and I'm like, you're not going to get that out of him. It's just in his DNA. But He said it's always the first punt. So maybe he gets nervous. Maybe he's maybe you can call him up and get him
unnervous.
Yeah, settle him down. Say, hey, you made it, man. You're on the team.
I asked Tommy Houck in the interview we had with him yesterday, because he's roommate with Condon.
Yeah.
So back when I was roommates with Jimmy Ramshaw, the Aussie, like we'd go out and I'd try to pick up chicks with my Australian accent, and
it didn't work.
Pretty successful. Well, just successful into girls believing that I was Australian because I was good at the accent.
Yes.
And we'd come up with these stories like drop bears and hoop snakes and all these other things and they just were infatuated. So I asked Houck that. I was like, hey, do you and Condon, I know you probably can't do it in Gainesville because everybody knows who you are, but like if you guys are out in a different city, like do you go out and try to be Australian? And he says he actually does. But he says actually a lot of people think that he's Condon. So, and they talk about Australia, so then he'll fake an accent for him and just play along with it.
That's the thing. Condon doesn't look like a stone cold killer, but he is. But he still looks like a 12-year-old in the face.
He does. All right, Richard on Facebook says, can you guys compare the fan reactions when Spurrier, Donovan, and Meyer announced they were leaving? He grieved for the first two, Spurrier and Donovan, but good riddance for the last.
Nah, I don't feel that way.
I think I was more upset and worried. It's like, holy crap, we're losing this great coach in Urban Meyer.
Yes.
Like it's kind of my reaction.
The first time.
The first time, yes.
The second time, it was like, this guy's got to take care of himself. With Billy,
But then I got pissed because he immediately then goes and takes another job.
It was
the next year.
But Tressel still had the job at Ohio State. He wasn't fired. I mean, it's people who think there was a conspiracy.
No, I don't think that at all. But I just also think if you're going to say this about family and do all these other things, you don't go immediately then
he wrote a
move
letter.
your family and coach. And
he wrote a letter to his daughter.
Give me a break.
No, I know. And that again, this goes back to the reason he's still a polarizing figure. But with Spurrier, it was stunning.
Shock.
Came out of nowhere. Yeah. I think more people were devastated by that. Billy had already done it once.
Yeah.
And so we were like, hey, man, if you're ready to go, it's fine. I get it. I remember talking to him the next day, and I can't wait to talk to him tomorrow too. But just, it was fine. And with Urban, it was like, go take care of yourself, man. You don't need to be the coach at Florida anymore. You can't physically and mentally handle it.
Yeah, because I, of course, then felt bad. I was like, yeah, I need to go do that. You got a lot going on. I was around you. I saw the difference and, how it was. But then don't go then take another job.
Well, I knew he
like
was
that.
When he played in Tebow's tournament. He was telling Karen, he goes, I miss it, man. I got to get back to it. And I go, whoa. I don't think Will Muschamp's ready to give the job up yet.
Yeah.
He hadn't coached in the game yet. But that's the thing. By the way, there was a little bit of booing last night when they were announcing that Will Muschamp's going to be one of our speakers at the quarterback club.
Really?
It might have just been two people.
Muschamp's awesome, folks.
He's the best, man.
Yep. All right, well, it's the best because college football is back again. We've got it all weekend long here on the station. Friday night, Georgia Tech at Colorado at 7:30. Saturday, we'll have Texas and Ohio State, 11:30. That thing will kick off. Of course, the Gators. And then Monday, TCU and Bill Belichick's first collegiate game. That'll be fun to listen to as well. Also fun, you get to listen to Carlos Alvarez. We'll do that when we come back, talk to the Cuban Comet here on the Tailgate.
There's so many reasons to love living in North Central Florida. The trees and the breeze are certainly a part of that, but as we have all realized from another round of storms, those things may not be the best for our residents and our roofs. But what is the best is a company that's been fixing things the right way for more than 40 years. That's the locally owned and operated Gainesville McFall Builders and McFall Residential Roofing. They offer the longest warranties in town, a 10-year instead of 5, and all of their workers are employees, no subcontractors that are going to give a subpar effort. There are a lot lot of people going door to door trying to do things the wrong way with no care about what it does to you. So why don't you go with the crew that uses premium products that are certified by the manufacturers to install? At McFall, you'll get state-licensed building contractors for all your home renovation needs. With extra care, protect that pool, lawn, RV, or fancy fire pit during the process. And their process? Well, it's as easy as watching Florida State football stink. You get a detailed walkthrough before anything is even started. Call them today at 352-415-9098. I'm telling you, it'll be great. It's known as a small place with a big taste. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you're really missing out. The place that's been voted best cheesesteaks in Gainesville, it's called Big Mills. Serving 100% top butt sirloin, 100% chicken breast on their cheesesteak sandwiches, Big Mills has a big taste. They also offer sausages, hot dogs, burgers, and salads with a baseball theme inside that every diehard is going to want to see. They've also got ice cream and milkshakes to wash it all down, so come on down to 2111 13th Street, right next to Adam's Ribs, and see why Big Mills is a small place with a big taste.
Hey, it's Sean Kelly, voice of the Gators. It's getting a little more difficult to walk into a place without being recognized these days. It's probably because they love hearing me call those great Gators moments on the radio. And honestly, I do know what their favorite call of mine is. Hey, bartender.
What can I get you, Sean?
How about a round of ice-cold Bud Light for everyone here? 4 simple, high-quality ingredients to create a clean, crisp taste. Easy to game day. Bud Light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Right now at International Diamond Center, you buy the ring, we'll buy the honeymoon. It's IDC's Summer of Romance with romantic getaways for everyone. 3 days in a fabulous city, 4 nights on a luxury cruise, or 5 days at an all-inclusive tropical resort. It's happening now through the end of August on practically every purchase. For example, spend $3,500 at IDC now, get a fabulous piece of jewelry, and we'll give you a 3-day getaway to one of over a dozen romantic cities. Spend $5,000 at IDC and we'll give you a 3 to 4 night cruise for 2, including port fees and taxes. And listen, if you spend $10,000 on anything, you'll get 5 nights at a luxury Rio all-inclusive resort. Don't miss this amazing offer exclusively at IDC. Get something beautiful to celebrate your love and get a free getaway on us. Now through August 31st at International Diamond Center at Celebration Point. Details and restrictions at shopidc.com.
Overheard at the Hard Rock Bet Party.
How'd you get your money so quick?
Hard Rock Bet's got lightning fast withdrawals.
Almost as fast as Dale Jr. valeting cars at this party.
Man, he's fast.
Hard Rock Bet's fast withdrawals have given me new motivation. Tips are appreciated.
Hard Rock Bet Sportsbook. Roll with us. New players bet $5, get $150 in bonus bets if you win. Payable in bonus bets, not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 and up and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Electronics World has moved to serve you even better. Hi, this is Tom Collette. At Electronics World, we will continue to give you big box prices with local personal service. In a new spot, 3499 Northwest 97th Boulevard in Gainesville. At EW, you'll find Sony, Yamaha, Marantz, Bowers & Wilkins, Martin Logan, and more. Also visit us online, electronicsworld.net. That's electronicsworld.net.
From the Spurrier's Gridiron Grill Studio, WRUF Gainesville, W251CG Gainesville, WRUF FM HD2, and on the WRUF radio app. The Tailgate with Jeff Cardozo and Pat Dooley is on the air.
Let's do it. It's go time.
You can be part of the show by calling 392-TALK. That's 392-8255.
You know, if I'm saying something to you, I don't say to you, I'm going to say something to you, and then say it. I just say it.
Or hit the guys up on social media by tweeting to @JeffCardozaUF and @Pat_Dooley. The grill is hot and the beverages are ice cold. It's time to tailgate. Here are Jeff and Pat.
All right, welcome back. Second hour of the Tailgate, brought to you by Meldon Law. They won't back down. Another guy who would not back down is our guest today, the great Carlos Alvarez. Carlos, how are you today?
I'm doing great, Pat. How are you and Jeff doing?
We're doing good.
Awesome.
You're going to have to bring a lot of energy today because Eric Rett yesterday was off the chain, man.
He was off the chart.
He was fired up about being a Gator. I mean, that was pretty impressive. But I know you are too. Yeah.
That's great. That's great to hear.
I know you're excited about another season getting ready to start, and I'm sure you're fired up to see it all take place again. And are you getting? How many games are you gonna be able to get over for this year?
Probably a couple. I haven't decided which ones. FSU probably ranks up there, obviously. May want to go to the Texas A&M game.
Oh.
Because they have the Cuban Missile. You ever heard of that?
No.
What's wrong with you guys? You guys were like the sports
gurus,
the brain of the world.
No, we're not.
Well, I ran into this about, I don't know. I was on the internet doing something and saw this article, and there is a player, I think his name is Zach Calzada, that has Cuban grandparents, and a Texas A&M, he's a wide receiver, and they call him the Cuban Missile.
Wow.
So,
how about that?
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Well, you were the Cuban Comet, of course, and I told you earlier, if we had NIL, you could have marketed the Cuban Comet coffee, and that would have been you'd have made a fortune off that.
I would have made a fortune. It's amazing. Really, it's just amazing what players are getting paid now, and I'm all for it. Obviously, but I'm all for team also. I'm all for playing the game as a team and succeeding as a team. My 69 team is reflective of that, how successful we were, because we had great leadership from the senior class, and we had great players at the junior and sophomore level. But we played as a team. It really was a team. And really, beyond that, 70 and 71, we also played as a team. But that's what really is the beauty of the sport and of college football, and the thing that you remember 50 years later. And I hope that the money doesn't take away from that.
Yeah, that's certainly the most important part. Because Carlos, as you know, and playing those guys are the fraternity. I mean, those guys are your best friends for the rest of your life, and the ones that are in your wedding and you're keeping in touch with all the time, and you don't see them for 20 years, and it's just like yesterday when you do get to see them. So that is the one part. Yeah, you hope you don't want to miss. As we were talking to Eric a lot yesterday about why he came here and all these different things, and certainly how much he loved it. Being a guy from Miami, and for those that don't know, it was North Miami. He was actually at North Miami when my mom was there, so they were in high school together.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so it's cool. But Carl, why?
Did they date at all? I mean,
she said that they may have gone out one time in college or something and gone.
Well, that's a whole other story now.
Yeah. But Carlos, why come up here to Gainesville and leave down there? Or I'm sure there was other options, but what was the appeal about making your way here?
Well, first, and this may give it away all of it, but it doesn't. My two brothers were going there, and they're older than me. One is 2 years older, and the other one is 3 years older, and they were starting. My brother Caesar was going to graduate school in business finance, and my brother Arturo was finishing up on his political science degree. And I know they were going to go to law school after that. So I just felt, okay, that's a real plus. I had experienced the Spurrier era and really liked the passing game. And even though I was a running back in high school, I specifically wanted to be a wide receiver.
Yeah, this is Spurrier, the player.
Yes,
Spurrier, the coach.
Yeah, Spurrier, Steve the player. And, Heisman Trophy and the publicity of that obviously caught my attention, and saw it as a passing game since I wanted to be a wide receiver. Because I didn't think I had seen Larry Smith, and I think all Gator fans know about Larry. Sure. I mean, a superb running back. But I thought, and I saw a game down in Miami. I just thought, there's no way in God's earth I could take that punishment, play after play. And, he was wonderful to watch, but my goodness, he had a running style that was up and down and really took some incredible punishment. But he was just superb. But I thought, I don't think I can make it through that. So I wanted to be a wide receiver. And then, so that all played into it. And finally, Lindy Infante, who was the one who recruited me for University of Florida, he looked Cuban to my family, even though he wasn't Cuban. But
he's Italian, I believe. Galindo.
Yeah, he was Italian. Yeah, it was Italian, but he absolutely thrilled my mom. I mean, just like swayed her, and that Florida would take care of me, and all of that, got me to the university. I didn't want to go to the University of Miami because I really did want to move away, just for the freedom of it. And I knew I didn't want to go, and I wanted to be a Gator. When I went to the I got recruited by Miami, and then I went to the head coach's office, and I forgot his name. Gustafson, was it at the time? But anyway,
it might have been Charlie. Was it Charlie Tate?
It could have been. I forget which one it was, but I went to his office to, the interview and stuff like that, and he had a gator hanging in the office.
Oh gosh.
A play gator hanging in the office, and I was offended by it.
Yeah.
and I thought, okay, if I'm offended by it, I think I know where I want to go. Plus the fact that Gainesville has a university feel. Coral Gables and the city of Miami and the Orange Bowl where Miami plays didn't have a university feel.
Mm-hmm.
Georgia had the university feel. Alabama and all of that. The SEC is full of university feeling. Like if you went there, that's what it felt like. But Miami did not. And so that guided me to Florida, and it was just wonderful. I mean, it was just a wonderful experience. And when you were gifted somebody like John Reeves, which I didn't know John was going there. I didn't know anything about John Reeves. It made it even that much better.
Now, earlier you were ridiculing us for lack of knowledge. I want you to know that the coach at Miami was Charlie Tate. I was correct on that. So Gustafson had left in '63. So just so you know.
Yeah, Gustafson. Yeah, that's right. You're right. I take it back. You guys are full of knowledge in the football
We're
world.
full of a lot of things. Let me ask you, for you, we were talking to Eric Red about running out of the tunnel, but it wasn't a tunnel back in your day. I mean, it was just you came out on the field, right?
Right. You came out on the side there. It was, it was still a great experience. I mean, I'll always remember the first game coming out and hearing the crowd go crazy as "Here Come the Gators." The kind of feeling that, where you're not feeling your legs. You're in such a emotionally high state that you just feel like you're just being carried. I mean, your body weighs nothing, I think it's a wonderful experience. And I'm sure other universities have, the same thing, Notre Dame, and but I do think the Gator experience is really something, and even back then, not coming out through the goalposts.
Yeah. Carlos, did you get to pick 45? Did that mean something, or did it just give you that? Because it's a kind of a weird number for a receiver, of course.
Yeah. Well, here, this is a true story. Norm Carlson, who every Gator should know, the publicity director, had a system where he would ask the coaches, unless the player had a strong preference, to give him a number. If he thought that the player could get a lot of publicity and perhaps make some all-star teams and things of that nature, to give him a number that was a double number, 11. Does that ring a bell?
Yes.
Sure.
22, 33, 44, 55, and so on. But he also thought that numbers ending in 0 and 5 also had a lot of attraction and would be noticed. And so he suggested that I have number 45. No particular, I mean, there was none that I can remember. I'm sure there were some good Gator players before that wore 45, but there was no attraction to me or anything. But he suggested 45, and so that's how I got it. And
who was 44?
I've been happy with it ever since. 44. 44. If I'm correct, wasn't that Richard Trapp?
Well, it was Richard Trapp. Yeah, eventually.
Yeah.
He was like
2
years or 1 year behind you, right? Or 1 year, yeah.
Ahead of me.
Ahead of you. Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, ahead of you.
So he would have had it. That's why Carlos couldn't get it. So
well,
that is smart.
I think he graduated. And then I mean, when he was a senior, I was a freshman, and freshmen couldn't play back then.
Right.
And I think that's what happened. I think he graduated, but I like 40, 45. I mean, in high school I was number 41, no particular number, but it had no meaning. Now it has a lot of meaning to me, but it had no meaning back then.
Yeah, no, that's fascinating. Norm was just so great at everything that he does. So to have that reason is pretty spectacular. Obviously why the Gators got a lot of pub. We were we had a caller earlier. We were talking a little bit about just the Florida-Miami series and history, and obviously you got to go back home one of those years in a certain game where everybody kind of laid down except for maybe one dude, but it ended very interestingly well. And that was back. You mentioned the Orange Bowl when they had Flipper in the end zone, and didn't you guys all go jump in when it was over? Like, whose idea was that?
Oh gosh, that's only a rumor. I'm just kidding.
I've seen video.
Well, what happened? And I had a kind of back and forth with University of Miami guys, obviously because being from Miami and stuff,
Sure.
And we had gone there our sophomore year. It was our last game of the year, and we really had a good game. I had I caught 15 passes against them, and really I caught 15 for a number of reasons, but one main reason, of course, I always credit John Reeves and the offensive line, but one reason beyond that is what the coaching staff, made a few play calls. I know, especially for me, because I was playing in front of a lot of Cubans for the first time, and my family, and I'm forever grateful for that, for what they did there. But then 2 years later, we come back, and we didn't have the best season. It was a disappointing season in some ways, and it's our last game, but we were determined to win the game. And John Reeves had the chance to break the NCAA record of yardage. I think Jim Plunkett had the record before.
That's correct. Yep.
And so he needed so many yards, and so here we are in the fourth quarter, and we were way ahead, and the crowd, which was I would say at least 2/3 Florida fans, because the Miami fans they never really supported the team the way they should have. The Florida crowd, Miami was hugging the ball and not running it, when they were at least, I don't know what it was, but it was, 25 points behind, and they're running it in the fourth quarter, and they're, the chance started, let them score because they were close to the goal line. So we'd have maybe a couple of minutes and let them score. And Coach Dickey, which I think was the right decision. He's always been criticized for it. Let him score. So he, they sent in the play with Harvin Clark. But, the defense never really practices that play. And that's how when he said, let him score, that's the famous Florida flop. The players just flopped because again, you don't practice that play. Nobody knew exactly what was meant by it, but just let them score. And I don't know, maybe a couple of them wanted to like John Clifford, who was also from Miami. I wouldn't doubt John has a great sense of humor. I wouldn't doubt if, he did it falling on his back for, to show Miami. And so Miami scoring, that became the Florida flop. And then John threw a pass to me, and we broke the NCAA record. And that was really special. And then after the game, it was impromptu. I mean, nobody thought about it. We were all kind of on a high, that this game has been, we won it. John got the record. And I don't know who started running towards the dolphin pond, but we all started running towards the dolphin pond. And I've been accused of leading it, but I didn't lead it. I mean, I don't know why.
You're just faster than everybody else.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Even on that bad knee, then.
Yeah.
Yeah. And at least I'm not going to say I was the lead, but who knows? I could have been the lead, because I'll tell you something else that happened that you won't believe. So everybody jumps in the pool. So, when they did the documentary on me on ESPN, they told me, Gaspar Gonzalez, who did the documentary, he said, I have film of that game, and in the pool itself, right at the edge of the pool, is the pole for the American flag, and it goes up. It's a regular sized pole. He said, you climbed that pole when you jumped in the pool. And I said, no, I didn't. I would remember that. I think, I did not. I mean, I said, I would remember that. And sure enough, he shows me the film, and it's in the documentary, where I have actually climbed the pole.
Wow.
And I'm waving at the top of the pole to the crowd. By that point, it was only the Florida crowd left, because Miami crowd had left. And so there it is. There's the end of my football career could not have ended, frankly, in a better way. And even though I know when we play Miami, the Florida flop will be brought up again, my answer is always, hey, this is entertainment. The players obviously take it very seriously, and they should, and it is. But at the end of the day, it's entertainment. And it wasn't done to harass Miami. It was done because of just the joy of the sport. So get over it.
Well, I say that to them a lot, to be honest with you. But, Carlos, I did want to talk to you about what's going on now with Florida. And there's a lot of love going out to the Gators, and you know that. Way they finished last season has got people optimistic. DJ Lagway's got them optimistic, and it's going to be a lot of fun to watch this team, hopefully, this year.
Yes. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. DJ is he is an incredible talent. I mean, I'm just amazed by him. And, Florida hasn't been lacking in quarterbacks over the years as far as special talents, but he is really special. Obviously, the thing that everybody would be concerned with, which I always think of in terms of, football players, is the possibility of an injury. So if he can stay healthy, I think they have surrounded him with enough greatness in terms of receivers and running backs that this could be a very special year for the offense. I don't know enough about the defense, and obviously you got to have a great offensive line. When people talk about the 69 season, they say, the super softs and all of that. But I try to remind them, we had a senior line. Yeah. We had incredible leadership. And we had a great defense, led by people like Steve Tannen, who was the number one draft choice of the Jets, and Jack Youngblood, that every Gator, those two guys, every Gator should be familiar with. I mean, we had some talent all around, and so we'll see if the Gators, if that talent is there. We will know. We won't know after the first game, because
Long
I still don't know. I'm still trying to wrap my head around that one. But we'll know soon. South Florida is a good team, and of course, I don't have to tell Florida fans about LSU and Miami and the rest. So we ought to know after about the first 3 or 4 games whether this team deserves a praise. And I'm the kind of fan that I'll always be a Florida fan no matter what. But I want a team playing hard, and I want a team playing smart. And I don't want teams to give up. And so long as they can give us that, playing with passion, so long as they can give us that, I'll be happy.
Yeah, we'll let you go. I did want to ask you, though, to tell the quick story about how you got the name El Gato. That is a hilarious story.
Yeah, gosh, when you said that, I went, how did I get that name? But now I remember. Ray Graves, who was the head coach during my sophomore year, he thought, we have team meetings all the time, but we would have them certainly on Sunday after the game and stuff like that. And so after the first or second game, he's talking about, okay, this is the game plan for the week. And so we're going to have El Gato do this and that. And everybody kind of looked around. He thought El Gato was gator in Spanish.
Ah.
And somebody finally had to tell him, no, it's not gator in Spanish, it's cat.
That's pretty funny.
The cat. You're the cat.
You're the cat. Quick as a cat. Carlos, you think anybody will ever catch 15 balls in a game?
Oh, gosh, yes. Yeah, I think so. I mean, obviously I was lucky. You got to have a couple of things going for you. I think to catch that many passes, because I've been asked this question by somebody a long time ago, and I thought about it. You gotta have a tight game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because then you'll be throwing a lot and stuff like that. So you got to have a tight game. And what happened in that game, and people forget this, the other wide receiver. We had really 3 wide receivers going all year. Paul Maliska and Andy Chaney were the other 2. Paul Maliska had gotten hit at the Auburn game. He had a hit that knocked him out for the rest of the season in the head. I mean, totally flat out knocked out up at Cliff Hair Stadium. And then Andy, who had not started but had played a lot, he ends up blowing his knee in the Miami game early on. Early on. So, that leaves me, as a guy that's got the experience and stuff. And then also, the fact that the coaches wanted to
shove it up the other team. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, but, they wanted me to look good.
Sure.
And so it was a thing. I'm sure, if we were behind or something, if there's something else needed to be done, they would do that. They wouldn't have gone that far, but they thought, okay. And it was a close game. And so that's how you end up with 15 catches when you have those kinds of close games. And the unfortunate side of it, the injuries to other players. And but you still got to have a great offensive line and a guy named John Reeves or something like him. And I'm very thankful for that.
Carlos, it's always great talking to you, buddy. Good to hear from you, and we'll have to get together when you get back into town, okay?
We will do that, Pat. Thank you. I really appreciate it, and thank you guys for bringing back some great memories.
Yep, sure thing. Thanks, Carlos.
Carlos Alvarez
right.
joining us here on the
Tailgate.
Oh, I know, but
Titan MRI.
Yes, I was I blanked for a second. Great interview. I got a lot of things I want to say about it, so let's go ahead and get a break. We're trying to bring you Gators every day during this. It's game week, man. Get fired up. Let's go. Here on the Tailgate.
WRUF Sports Center.
I'm Nate Bilger. Florida football plays Long Island University on Saturday at 7 p.m. in the Swamp. This weekend marks the 13th consecutive sold-out home opener for the Florida Gators. LIU transitioned from a Division II to a Division I school back in 2019. Florida volleyball defeated PVK Olymp Praha, a professional Czech club, 3-0 Tuesday night in an exhibition match at the O'Connell Center.
A bullet, caught some net. Pass made, set to the right side. Gators got a hand on the block. Bella Lee plays it up. Parks sets the middle. August got it down for the kill. Jayla August ends the exhibition match. The Gators come back from trailing most of the third set to take it 27-25.
Gators soccer will play UCF tomorrow night at 7 at Donald R. Disney Stadium.
You spoke, we listened. You wanted the easiest car buying experience ever. So we're giving you the easiest car buying experience ever. Your schedule doesn't have time for 5 hours in a car dealership. Work, kids, soccer practice, grocery runs, jury duty. Really? That again? Gatorland Toyota puts your convenience at the top of the list. With Express Shopping, you can browse our incredible selection and buy your vehicle entirely from the comfort of your home. Financing, paperwork, trade appraisal, even the pricing can be done remotely. No need to come to the dealership. Gatorland Toyota delivers your new car to you. And what if that car was fully customized? With our pre-order program, it's easier than ever to get the exact vehicle you want, from headlights to trunk. Have a vehicle to trade or sell? Even if you don't buy from us, we'd love to take it off your hands and give you a top dollar offer that you're sure to love. Come experience how Gatto's got it at Gatorland Toyota today. Visit GatorlandToyota.com for the easiest car buying experience ever.
When the unexpected happens, you need a legal team that's ready to fight for you, just like the Florida Gators. At Meldon Law, we're proud to partner with the Florida Gators to deliver winning results for those who have been injured at no fault of their own. With a strong record of success and a team that won't back down, Meldon Law is your trusted partner in tough times. Call Meldon Law at 352-373-8000 or visit us at meldonlaw.com.
It's a hard reality to know you're getting older. Believe me, I sit next to Pat every single day, but we all have to go through it, and with it comes some aches and pains with every single step. But the good part is the pains are fixable, and one quick stop into Titan MRI will get you going in the right direction. There's lots of us out there that think we can just handle pain or it'll just eventually go away, but what you may not realize, you could be ruining yourself for many years to come. I'm telling you, go see Joe and the crew at Titan MRI. Their entire mindset is finding out what you need to feel better and getting it to someone that can fix it. With an average scan time of just 10 to 15 minutes, you'll be back on your way, carrying on your day in no time. Titan MRI is the only locally owned and operated MRI center in Gainesville, and their staff has more than 20 years of experience in the community. And they've been so good that Lake City came calling. They've got a place that is perfect up in Columbia County as well. Even your own doctors are bringing their families to Titan MRI. So get in front of those aches and pains and tell your doctor to refer you to Titan MRI. Every morning, I get up, start the trek into town for a busy day ahead, and every morning, I kid you not, I pass an ugly green van or truck along the way, heading to work as well. But the best part of that sight is I know someone is about to be wowed with the craftsmanship and work ethic from days gone by with the technology of today, because that vehicle has Vintage Electric written across the side. And that quality is evident all over North Central Florida, and with more than 24 licensed journeyman technicians, you can be assured that a call to Vintage Electric is a call you won't forget. Now, I'm sure there's tons of you out there with honeydews up the wazoo, and if any of those have to do with electricity, call Vintage Electric today. No job's too small, they do it all, from service upgrades to rewiring, appliance and AC circuits, and how about an entire smart home installation? That way you can just ask Alexa to turn on the tailgate. So have them put their tailgate down, grab their tools, and sit back and know your electric job is going to be done right. Call up Vintage Electric today at 371-8021 or visit them online at vintageelectric.net. Well, we know it is crazy hot outside, so Oaks Jewelry said, let's bring everybody inside and have a sizzling summer sale. They've been bringing you the bling for more than 40 years. Yes, that's 4 decades of sparkle, sass, and some seriously good deals. Right now, get 20% off all color stone jewelry, rubies, sapphires, emeralds, basically all the fancy stuff that makes your friends say, ooh, where'd you get that? They've got diamond earrings and pendants, 20% off. Diamond fashion rings, also 20% off, because who says you can't treat yourself and still afford the groceries? You need a reason to be fashionably on time? You can get 30% off all Citizen watches. They're solar powered, so you'll always be on time, at least in theory. And hey, why wait? Lay away now for the holidays, because nothing says I've got my life together like Christmas shopping in July. It's the Oaks Jewelry Sizzling Summer Sale, celebrating 40 plus years of sparkle, style, and saving you some serious cash.
When the unexpected happens, you need a legal team that's ready to fight for you, just like the Florida Gators. At Meldon Law, we're proud to partner with the Florida Gators to deliver winning results for those who have been injured at no fault of their own. With a strong record of success and a team that won't back down, Meldon Law is your trusted partner in tough times. Call Meldon Law at 352-373-8000 or visit us at meldonlaw.com.
Every Gator football game all season long, right here on WRUF 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and 103.7 HD2.
Hi, welcome back. Doles and Dozo here with you. A Wednesday edition of the Tailgate in studio today, so you can see how ugly we really are on our YouTube channel. You won't be able to do that tomorrow or Friday because we will be on remote. But you can come out and say, hey, at the Swamp tomorrow from 4 to 6.
Swamp
and then
restaurant. Make sure you don't go to the stadium.
Swamp Restaurant. And then Friday will be at our normal spot before home games on the weekend. That is the UF Hilton. Of course, the team stays there on Friday night, so you can come hang out with us, have a little beverage, and then maybe get DJ Lagway's autograph, something like that.
I'm not promoting that. I just want you to know that. Because I don't want people showing up there trying to bother him the night before the big game against LIU.
Big game. Or you can also win DJ Lagway's autograph by getting in our Survivor pool. If you want to get in and you have not gotten the link yet, just email the show, The Tailgate, WRUF at gmail.com. Again, easy. The Tailgate, WRUF at gmail.com. Say, Jeff, I want in. And we'll give you the link to that. Also, our college pick'em contest where Bud Light is giving away some weekly prizes. A lot of really fun stuff with that. And we'll have a big old grand prize at the end to our winner. Pat and I are not eligible. I'm sure Kevin will dominate that. He can win. He's a newbie. We'll see if it'd be fun if you callers and great listeners of the station can whoop up on the new guy. That's what it's all about.
Yep.
He's talking a lot of trash. So he's good at all that stuff.
Well, and I agonize over my eliminator pick. So tell me I'm not eligible now. Yeah. I should have just I had picked was Jacksonville, and then I changed.
You're eligible.
Okay.
You just have to give your prize to somebody.
Okay.
But I want you to win. I want you to get in there and
because
you're going to lose after 3 weeks, and then you're going to be like, "Oh, I just didn't do it because I wasn't eligible."
I was trying to figure out the worst team I thought, and if they're really bad, and I was going to pick against them, and then I went no, because I've never done an eliminator pool before. I want to save them for later in the year, when I really need them to lose.
Yes, there you go. All right, let's back to the phones and get Larry to join us next. Larry, what's up? Welcome.
And guys, how you doing? Pat, your old buddy Larry Martin down in Ocala. How you doing,
What's
buddy?
up, Larry? How you doing, buddy?
Good. I was thinking, you and Robbie and I in high school together, every time a new season rolls around, I'm just thankful to be here for it. How about you?
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely.
I hear you. Hey, really enjoyed the interview with Carlos, and it had me thinking of a couple of things. That 69 team, every season opener, I think back to that Houston game. That probably was one of the most unexpected and unbelievable games to be at that time. And, those of us of that generation, of course, in high school at that time, know where we were when he threw that pass on the third play of the game and all that stuff. But it was interesting.
I was
talking
home. That's where I was.
Were you? Oh,
I
guess Robbie and I were there.
You and Robbie were there. My dad said, we asked him, Robbie, I remember I asked him, said, what do you give Florida's chances tomorrow? He said, they got 2 chances, 0 and none. And so we didn't go to the game. So that was a bad decision.
I know. It was interesting. I was talking to one of the guys on that team several years ago, and we were talking about that. And I said, the unexpectedness was just, we never thought we'd have that kind of an offense. He said, this is something that didn't get publicized at that time. He said, the week before the opener, the varsity had scrimmaged the B team. In those days, they had a B team. Yeah. Some of those guys played in the freshman games and whatever. He said, we beat them 75-0. So he said, we knew we had something that most people just didn't know. And then, of course, we saw what happened. And even though that year we had a couple of losses, but most of those games we still scored a ton of points. And so it was an awful lot of fun. But, a couple of things I was thinking about that. Carlos was talking about that Miami game in '69. He had mentioned about Andy getting hurt, and I'd remembered that. And the other thing was, I don't know if you remember, but because it was such a unique thing for Carlos being a Cuban to be playing for Florida, that entire end zone was just full of Cubans. And every time he would score or catch a pass, they would go nuts down there. And they were all pulling for Florida because of Carlos. And, of course, it'd be very, very different now, I'm sure, but it was something that I'll always remember.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah. And that documentary kind of talks about that a little bit. He was telling me, he said, when I got to Miami, and again, he's coming off the flotilla,
mm-hmm.
and he said he didn't want to be Cuban anymore. He wanted to be American. And when he went to school, even though he couldn't speak English, he wanted people to know him as an American, not as a Cuban. And now then, after he became the Cuban comic, he says, it's okay to be the Cuban, a Cuban. That's all right.
That's a great story. The sad thing was that Carlos, you talked about Andy, but that next spring, Carlos hurt his knee. And then, of course, Dickie came in, and we didn't, he had John running the ball and stuff like that. But the one game that he really came alive was that 70 Georgia game when he hit Carlos on 2 long bombs in the fourth quarter. It reminded us of the '69 team, the way they and we ended up beating Georgia that year. I can tell you that, but I couldn't tell you what I had for lunch yesterday.
I can tell you that at the first play of the fourth quarter, Jack Youngblood recovered a a at the Georgia 1 yard
on the goal line, right?
Yeah, they were getting ready to go in and go up 2 touchdowns. Yep. And
that one last thing, I'll let you guys go. He mentioned Charlie Tate and the fact he had a Gator on the wall. Well, Charlie played at Florida. A lot of people may not realize that in the early 40s. So he was always a Gator at heart, even though he coached Miami at that time. So that didn't surprise me when he said that, because I knew Charlie had been a Gator from many years before. But anyway, guys, I'm going to be out there tailgating and hollering Saturday. So, Pat, you come by anytime you get. Love to have you come by.
All right, we will.
Sweet. Thanks, Larry.
Yeah, Carlos actually came to our house one time. My dad arranged it for Knights of Columbus, and it was the Sunday of the FSU game, and they were 0-5, and FSU was 5-0, and he said, we're going to win tomorrow. And I said, okay, I'm going to Vegas. And they did, 17-15.
And yet you're not rich. You're hanging out with me.
I could not get a flight as a 14-year-old.
That's true. Would have been difficult. Cattleman, what's up? Welcome.
Hey, guys. Wanted to ask y'all a little bit about the USF coach and the way NFL selects quarterbacks after a cut day. But, Pat, I like to listen to my Gator and SEC history. I thought Florida football started with Spurrier in 1990.
No, that would be incorrect. I was going to a game in 1962, so I know it happened.
Okay. Hey, guys, and I plead guilty to this, too. Alex Golish, the Russian coach at South Florida, I wouldn't know anything about this guy if he didn't come through the Tennessee tree, the Heupel tree.
Yeah, he was the offensive coordinator.
Yeah. If this guy, I'm not any smarter than you guys. Pat knows more about these guys than I do, or you do, pray, Jeff. But he's thought to be a kind of a rising star in the profession. Here's my question for you, Pat. I thought you made the quote of the summer when you said, well, if the Florida season kind of starts off a little slow, you might be looking at the other girls at the party. Let's face it, you guys got used to scoring a lot of points under Spurrier. Could Golish be on you guys' radar screen if Billy doesn't have the year he wants?
I don't know. I don't know if Golish would be that kind of guy, but I certainly am not going to talk about Billy Napier getting fired when they hadn't coached a game this year. Don't forget, and I've talked about this a lot, and I think Jeff agrees with me, it's going to be harder to fire coaches now than it ever has been, because you're already spending $20 million on players, and so now you're going to spend $20 million to get rid of the coach and $20 million for the new coach, and it's just eventually people are going to run out of money.
And the dude's got an overall coaching record of 14-12.
Yeah.
So
he inherited a bit of a mess, but
yeah, and obviously, the offense is good, and I mean that's what's going to happen. But there's no need to talk about that yet.
Oh yeah, of course. I like a lot of Pat's sayings. You win by one. That's somebody else's problem. And I just thought your best saying of the summer was, Pat, is looking at other girls at the party. We've all done that, right? At the keg party.
I can't comment on that, whether I ever looked at another girl. My wife is listening.
All right. Hey, the meat of my call here, guys, and clear out on you. I want to talk a little bit about how the NFL selects quarterbacks. Let's face it, this isn't charity. This is big business on the pro level. I think Kyle Trask kind of got a raw deal. He never really got a shot to play. I think you could say the same thing about Hendon Hooker. Almost won the Heisman, 27 years old, never got a chance to play. But yet
I think Hooker got picked up on the practice squad, didn't he?
Oh, yeah, but I'm talking about the 53-man roster. Guys get drafted. I think all guys, Pat, deserve a chance to play real football if they're any good. And it seems like the NFL has a habit of recycling guys over and over and over again. See Jameis Winston, even Baker Mayfield. We could go on and on about this, but explain to me why Kyle Trask and Hendon Hooker haven't gotten a shot in a real NFL football game.
I don't know the story with Hendon. I mean, I loved him in college, but I haven't really paid attention to him as a pro. And obviously the problem for Kyle Trask is that Baker Mayfield showed up. And
Tom Brady was there before that.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, you're not going to start. And obviously, I mean, Kyle Trask was an intern for me. So we spent like a whole semester together, like day in and day out. So, I mean, I absolutely love the guy. He's only gotten to throw 11 NFL passes in a real game. He just – they signed Baker to come in, and Baker beat him out in the offseason, but Trask was a really good backup. Everywhere he's gone, Baker might be the NFL MVP this year. So you're going behind Brady and then a guy like Baker. It's just he needs to be on a different team, and hopefully he would get that opportunity.
And hopefully he still will, but it's amazing to be sitting here on this day and think Graham Mertz is on an NFL roster and Kyle Trask is.
Yeah.
I would have thought quite the opposite.
But let me wrap this up here, guys. I think y'all agree with me. The NFL's not dummies. They got scouts. They know what they're doing. It's just kind of puzzling how a guy like Jameis Winston and guys like that hang around on their eighth team, and then guys coming out of college, some of these guys just don't get a shot.
Jameis Winston is supremely talented.
Jameis won a Heisman.
He did win a Heisman.
So
yes, but
and every time he throws, he's a fantasy guy dream.
Every time he throws, there's a chance of having a touchdown
or an interception.
Which way it's going, we don't know.
But also, his personality has changed a lot. He's one of the most likable guys in the league now. So that's the way it's going to be. But you have a lot of random quarterbacks from schools that nobody's ever heard of that just are right. And I think Kyle's that type of person. He just needs to find the right. It's all about the right team. Yeah. If Brady doesn't get drafted by the Patriots and Bledsoe doesn't get hurt, you never even know who Tom Brady is, maybe. So that's just how it works out, Cattleman.
Yeah, last thought, guys. Everybody snickered about Alabama's quarterback history in the NFL going back to Richard Todd. I guess we're seeing Bryce Young now and Jalen Hurts, so maybe that's clearing a little bit. But, guys, I heard a Florida comment today. You look at the Florida quarterback history in the NFL. Spurrier washed out in the NFL, Tebow. All these Florida quarterbacks have washed out in the NFL. What's the best modern-day Florida quarterback in the NFL? Rex Grossman?
Yes.
Well, yeah, he started a Super Bowl. So
yeah, but he wasn't any good in the NFL. Why have all these Florida quarterbacks washed out in the NFL?
Probably because they are having too much fun living in Florida.
Yeah, but I mean, it is interesting. Like, even Spurrier.
And now Spurrier didn't wash out. Spurrier went to a place where they already had one of the great quarterbacks in history.
And then another place where it was impossible to win.
Yeah, and then when he finally got his chance to play, he was unbelievable, but then they brought Brody back for the playoffs.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's not washing out.
I forgot to mention another washout, Anthony Richardson. It's just puzzling how it all works. Y'all hang in there.
I can think of some washouts. Hendon Hooker. I'll put him as a washout. I don't consider anybody a washout.
T. Martin.
He
washed out.
He's played with the Steelers for a while, but I don't think he played very much.
Yeah.
Josh Dobbs. No, he's still on a team.
Yeah, he's still in there. All right, we got to take our final breaks. We'll knock that out, come back, and get a few more phone calls to wrap it up here on the Tailgate.
WRUF Sports Center.
I'm Nate Bilger. Florida football plays Long Island University on Saturday at 7 p.m. in the Swamp. This weekend marks the 13th consecutive sold-out home opener for the Florida Gators. LIU transitioned from a Division II to a Division I school back in 2019.
A bullet caught some net. Pass made. Set to the right side. Gators got a hand on the block. Bella Lee plays it up. Parks sets the middle. August got it down for the kill. Jayla August ends the exhibition match. The Gators come back from trailing most of the third set to take it 27-25.
That was Florida volleyball taking down PVK Olymp Praha, a professional Czech club, 3-0 Tuesday night in an exhibition match at the O'Connell Center. Gators soccer plays UCF tomorrow night at 7 at Donald R. Disney Stadium.
When the Florida heat kicks in, your home should be a place to cool down, not sweat it out. That's where Crystal Air and Water comes in, North Central Florida's trusted HVAC team for more than 20 years. Whether it's a quick repair or a full AC upgrade, Crystal Air makes it easy to keep your family comfortable with flexible financing options, including 0% interest for 12 months for qualified buyers. With simple monthly payments, getting a new AC system is easier and smarter than ever. So you can now focus on what really matters, keeping your home cool and your family happy. Call 352-333-0460 or visit acpenguin.com. Check out all your options and to apply online. Again, that's acpenguin.com because every Florida family deserves cool comfort that they can count on. Crystal Air and Water, the area's #1 rated HVAC company for more than 20 years, and where your family's comfort is their family's business. License number CMC 1249384. All right, it's summer, sun's out, motivation's up, and yeah, abs are still in there somewhere. So you lace up the sneakers, hit the gym, maybe try a few crunches, a jog, a 500-pound squat, casual. Next thing you know, bam, your back is filing a formal complaint. But hey, don't panic. I've got a guy. Dr. Paul Gardner at Gardner Chiropractic and Injury. He's not just some guy with a fancy table. He's a coach, an athlete, and the go-to fix-it guy when your body goes, yeah, nope. From general adjustments to full rehab and therapy, he'll get you feeling like yourself again, minus the hobbling. And with access to MRIs, ultrasounds, x-rays, and even blood work, he cuts out the guesswork and gets it straight to the let's fix this part. You can find him right next to Gainesville Health and Fitness on University Avenue. The number, 352-727-4438. Gardner Chiropractic and Injury, the place to go when summer hits you back. We all want to have fun, and with the sun, there are so many ways to do it here in North Central Florida. But the problem is that stuff is so expensive nowadays, and just to get enough stuff to get it going is going to cost you an arm and a leg, unless you head to Play It Again Sports. Golf clubs, baseball bats, exercise equipment, disc golf, pickleball paddles, water sports stuff, bikes, and lacrosse gear are just a fraction of the things in the store, and you can get them at a fraction of the price. There's no need to buy new, and they've got a heck of a crew ready to help you with whatever you need. So don't let outrageous costs stop you from enjoying the outside. Head on over to Play It Again Sports.
Greg Cassidy here for the team at Campus USA Credit Union. You know how important they are to me and my family, but they've been around 90 years now, so they've been important to a lot of you too. The head ball coach, Steve Spurrier, is in studio with me today. Coach, you got your Heisman way back in 1966, and you learned a lot over the years how important both leadership and teamwork are if you want to accomplish your goals.
Oh, definitely. Almost any head coach that is successful, he's got to have a good staff. He's got to have people to help him, and he's got to have players, too, obviously, in sports that can contribute to the success of the team. So team is very important, just like it is at Campus USA, and I'm proud to be part of that group.
And you can too. Become a Campus USA Credit Union member today. Find their ATMs at Publix or stop by one of their 20 area locations. You can also learn more at campuscu.com. That's campuscu.com. Campus USA Credit Union, member NCUA.
From the UF Weather Center, here is your WRUF weather update.
Well, I'm tracking some scattered showers and thunderstorms around the area. Not surprised at all, as we have a little bit more moisture to contend with today. 93 is what we'll top out for our high. Some of these showers, they'll produce some pretty heavy rain, maybe some localized flooding. Any of this activity ends by early tonight. We'll get down to about 74 degrees. Tomorrow we'll do it all over again, but even a better chance of afternoon showers and thunderstorms. From the WFT Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Tim Miller.
This is Sean Kelly, voice of the Gators, and you're listening to the home of Gators football, right here on WRUF 98.1 FM, 850 AM. Now, more of the Tailgate with Jeff Cardozo and Pat Dooley. Guys, can you at least save me one beverage?
Of course, Sean.
You'll see him tomorrow at the Ale House.
Yep, Gator Talk, 7 to 8.
Talk with Billy Napier.
It all gets going. Should be fun. All right, let's get Kevin to wrap our day up today. Hey, Kev.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Awesome.
Good.
So last time I called you guys, I got kind of ticked off at that dude from Boston that was just on. And I was on my way to the Tennessee basketball game, and we won that night. And then we went on to win the national championship. I think it was a Wednesday. So I was trying to get that good luck in before the football season, if that makes sense.
Oh, when he called was a Wednesday?
No, last time I called you guys.
Oh, okay.
It's been a long time since I talked to you.
Okay. Okay. Good luck. You're the opposite of John, who whenever he rips the Gators, they win, and when he's happy with them, they lose. So,
man, I'm stoked for football season. But yeah, so I got a little ticked off at the dude before because he was talking about quarterbacks who were washing out from the University of Florida.
There's something wrong with him. Okay.
Well, no worries. But I remember a story. I went to high school with this guy named what was his name? Tony Robinson at Leon High School.
Oh, yeah. I remember him.
Do you remember this guy?
Yeah.
And he went to Tennessee. Like, these guys, I went to Leon, they were scoring like 70 points a week. And if there was ever a washout from any college, it was that kid right there. He would probably have been the best quarterback. Man, don't bag on Florida quarterbacks. I felt bad for them. What the hell?
It's just coincidence, more than anything. I mean, Florida, you can't tell me Spurrier didn't develop great quarterbacks, but Danny started in the NFL, Shane started in the NFL, obviously Rex started in the NFL. Did Brock Berlin ever start a game in the NFL?
I don't know. But, I mean, again, you're only talking about 32 dudes that get to do this.
Exactly.
Like, out of everyone, so it's really hard to do.
When you run through the list of all the people that got cut over the last couple of days, like, you don't recognize anyone.
Driscoll's still around too, so there's definitely a lot. All right, Kev, we got to let you go. We appreciate you calling. Don't make it so long the next time. All right.
All right, man.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah, don't wait till 6 months from Wednesday.
All right, keep getting those YouTube comments in. We'll try to get to those as many as you can. Again, if you want to get into our contest, send me a quick email. I'll send them out again tonight. So if you emailed today, then hopefully you'll get it later. TheTailgateWRUF@gmail.com. Put you in all of our contests. I'll send you those links, and we'll have a lot of fun battling out against each other.
Thanks to Carlos Alvarez for joining us tomorrow, Chris Doring and Billy Donovan both. Until then, live from the Swamp Restaurant. That'll be tomorrow. I am Pat Dooley for Jeff Cardozo. We are deep way back, and we are out of here.
You spoke, we listened. You wanted the easiest car buying experience ever. At Gatorland Toyota, we give you the easiest car buying experience ever with Express